Adultery. From property crime to private matter, the crime that vanished, imagine. A crime once punishable by death, exile, or public shaming. An act deemed a fundamental threat to the stability of the entire society. That crime is adultery. Adultery is simply defined as extramarital sex, but its legal history is anything but simple. Today in most Western countries, it isn't a criminal act. It's an element of a celebrity scandal, a tragic plot device, or the painful reason for a divorce. This presents a paradox. How did the law, which was once so severe, essentially give up on punishing infidelity? The story of adultery's criminal status is a compelling case study in the evolution of law. My argument is this. The historical criminalization of adultery was overwhelmingly a mechanism of patriarchy and property rights, while its modern decriminalization is a triumph of individual autonomy, privacy, and gender equality. To understand this massive shift, we have to travel back in time, because the legal history of adultery reveals that its severity had little to do with abstract morality, and everything to do with power, control, and most importantly, property. Through historical analysis, the crime of possession travel back to ancient civilizations like Rome and Mesopotamia. Adultery was a crime, but it was rarely applied equally. It was overwhelmingly about the husband's rights. A wife's infidelity was punished severely because it threatened two things. 1. Lineage. It risked introducing an illegitimate heir to the husband's family, thereby adulterating, contaminating his bloodline. 2. Property. It was treated as a theft of property. The husband's exclusive sexual access to his wife, who was legally considered a dependency. This perspective led to a profound gender double standard. In many systems, a man's affair with a slave or prostitute was tolerated, while an adulterous wife faced brutal punishments, including exile, fines, and even death. Even as we moved to later English common law, the criminal charge often faded, replaced by the civil tort of criminal conversation. This is critical. The husband didn't sue the lover for sin. He sued for financial damages, treating his wife's affections and domestic services as a lost financial asset. The historical record clearly shows the law protecting a husband's financial and social stake. But to truly understand the persistence and eventual collapse of these laws, we must turn to criminology, which provides the theories to explain why this form of control was deemed necessary and why it ultimately failed. Third, criminological view. Power, control, and change criminology moves beyond the moral judgment to ask, who benefits when this behavior is criminalized? We can analyze these old laws through conflict theory, which suggests that criminal law is a tool wielded by the powerful to maintain control. The laws were written by and for propertied men to control the sexuality of women and preserve their own economic and social dominance later. As society secularized, criminologists began to categorize adultery as a morals offense or a victimless crime. While the injured spouse is certainly a victim of emotional and financial harm, many argued the state should not use its most severe tool, criminal law, to police consensual private behavior. This perspective won out. Following landmark constitutional rulings on privacy rights, the remaining criminal adultery laws in places like the US became legal, dead letters, rarely if ever enforced. The criminological perspective helps us categorize adultery as a failed morals offense. Yet for all its irrelevance in Western divorce courts, we cannot forget that criminal adultery is still a harsh reality elsewhere. The true meaning of decriminalization becomes clear only when we examine its powerful impact on global human rights and gender equality v. The modern triumph, human rights and equality globally. Criminal adultery laws still exist in parts of the Middle East, South Asia, and Sub-Saharan Africa. In these regions, the consequences are severe. Penalties can include lashing, public shaming, or stoning. The continued existence of these laws is a profound human rights issue because they are consistently weaponized against women. In some cases, women who are victims of sexual violence are unable to prove the assault and are instead charged with adultery, facing prosecution simply for having sex outside of marriage. The move to decriminalize these laws is therefore not merely a sign of modernization. It is a vital step toward justice. It removes a powerful tool of patriarchal oppression and family control. It mandates that the state treats citizens equally, regardless of gender. It ensures that nations comply with international human rights standards against cruel and unusual punishment. In closing, The story of adultery's criminal status is more than a legal footnote. It is a powerful illustration of legal evolution,